Welcome to the 2025 school planning presentation for Briar Hill, where we explore our school development plan and our budget slash fees to help us plan for next year. So the presentation here, I'm first going to start talking about the school development plan, then talk a little bit about the financial situation. Question and answer. Normally, if we had a back and forth meeting, you'd be able to ask those. If you have questions, I would absolutely appreciate you reach out anytime, email, phone. Just bring those forward. But if you have ideas or some input that you'd like to, some feedback that you'd like to give, that's what that survey is. I'd love for all of our families, all of our stakeholders there to contribute to that, because that helps me guide the direction that we're moving in for next year. So the purpose of this is to share that information about our school planning and gather that feedback from you. If you'd like to know a little bit more about the process, there's a link to this video, School Planning and You, that talks a little bit more about that. So that's in that school messenger email. So how is our school development plan used? It's our compass. It guides our ongoing assessment and review of goals and actions. Our school development plan is the driver for closing learning gaps, and it informs our instructional strategies, professional learning, our school structures and processes for learning, our resources to improve student learning, and it's data-informed decision making. If you'd like to look at our school development plan, it's on our school website. Just search SDP or school development plan, and it pops right up. There's two things I'd like to highlight. You're first going to be met with some previous year data that helped inform our current goals. Our first of two goals in our school development plan is our math goal. Student achievement in numeracy will improve. That's our goal. The outcome is students' procedural fluency will improve. Well, our outcome measures are, we're taking a look at the report card STEM, that specific STEM of number and pattern and relations. We're also looking at early learning assessments, provincial assessments, and common assessments that our grade teams use. Now, throughout the year, we're always monitoring how we're doing. Are we on task? Are we on target for meeting our target or our goal? Teacher perception data, as well as the common assessments, help guide those conversations and provide a check-in. One area that I do want to highlight here was just that learning excellent actions, that explicit teaching of fluency strategies. That's something that we do well at Briar Hill K-6, as well as implement daily instructions and routines, focus on building efficacy, flexibility, and accuracy. Those are those math talks that are that high impact numeracy strategy that we are using throughout the whole school. So again, you can have a deeper dive into some of the resources that we have and the structure and processes around that. And if you have questions, please feel free to reach out. The second goal that we have in our school development plan has to do around student well-being. The goal: students experience a safe, welcoming, caring, and inclusive learning community will improve. Net outcome of that: students experience an increase in their ability to self-regulate and problem solve to create a safe and caring environment for all. And again, how are we measuring that? That's our school survey, targeting a couple of those questions there. The assurance survey, which is in full swing right now. Increased student understanding of SEL, social emotional learning, and increased teacher understanding of task design that incorporates social emotional learning competencies. And we're monitoring that through our fall and spring data, and some of that perceptions around the Cassell SEL, so that teacher survey that we have around social emotional learning. So that guides our work for that social emotional, that student well-being goal. So that's our school development plan, the short version. Now, the school development plan is developed with all of our students in mind, K to 6, as well as all of our learners within that. So our school development plan needs to has to target uh, entry points for all learners, as well as challenge all learners of great ability. So do you agree that your child's learning can benefit from the goals and outcomes and actions and resources in our school development plan? And do you agree the learning of all students is reflected and prioritized in the goals that we have, the outcomes and actions and resources? So if you have feedback on this, that's where in the survey there is a place to have you put that feedback in there. And that's so important. And again, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Now, moving on to the budget portion of the presentation. So our school, Briar Hill, receives just over 1.6 million last year for the 24-25 school year to provide a quality education to our students and meet the goals of our school development plan. At least 75% of our budget, it's more than that, but at least 75% of the budget funds covers our staffing, and the remaining portion covers the instructional and operational supplies. So here's a very simplified breakdown of that. So our per school total is just under 500,000. Our per student total funding is 1.14. So altogether, that RAM, so RAM is the resource system, allocation management system that we have. It runs on a number of algorithms, and that puts it all together. That, yeah, is a little interesting. But with that comes up with our total RAM of just over 1.6. For example, one of the interesting pieces here's our staffing, all the teachers, support staff, administration. So our total staffing of 15.2 people. Administration, it says that there's 2, and actually within RAM, anybody that has administrative duties, such as our library assistant, our front office staff, they have administrative duties. So they get put under that category. So it's a little misleading, I guess, there. So here we have the total staffing spent. And so the remainder is 73,840. So that buys everything from our toilet paper to our art supplies to custodial supplies to pencils and pens and computers. So all of that comes out of that 73,000. So our total RAM is 1.638821. So school fees are something that families pay for experiences. So we consult with families by outlining proposed activities for the upcoming year that may require a fee for cost recovery. And this is again where your feedback on that survey is very important. Things that we've experienced this year at Briar Hill, like our field trips, the Open Minds program, Leighton Arts Center, Young Masters Art, Camp Kindle, Calgary Zoo, Heritage Park, the Charlotte's Web Big Play, that funded by School Council, Telespark, Calgary Waste Management Trip, the Flight Museum, Arts Commons, Head Smash, and Buffalo. These are all the field trips, but we also have in-school activities and residencies. So the Celtic Fiddler, Scientists in School, Sound Creations Dance Residency, the Green Fools Residency, Eco School, Art Felt Studios, Robotics, and I think there's even a few more that didn't make this list. So these are the experiences your kids are receiving through the school fees. And that's where the feedback from you is needed about is this impact for you? is this worth it? Are the fees reasonable? And we get to some of those questions a little bit later. The school fees guide outlines, and this is found, I believe this is also on our website. The school fees guide outlines, the first portion is for elementary, what reasonable fees are for experiences. Scrolling down here, for example, Campus Calgary Open Minds here, minimum $15 a day, maximum $108 per day. Overnight camp experiences. Again, these are guidelines that we follow within the board, and we reach out to our providers, and that's how we come up with the costs that are the fees. Now, this is also found on the website, and this was posted earlier on this year. So this is the revenue and expenses for the 2023-2024 school year. The revenue, so what we took in, and the expenses, and not always does it match. So that's where, again, school council often comes in to pay the difference for that and support the school in maintaining accessibility to these experiences. So, gathering your feedback, the school budget and fees. So, do you agree that these activities our schools provide, so that we're providing at Briar Hill, the field trips, guest speakers, and whatnot, are important to your child's learning? And do you agree that the school fees you pay are reasonable considering the benefit they provide your child? So if you have questions about that, please don't hesitate, reach out. Feedback would be greatly appreciated on that school survey. So this is, the survey is going to be opened, is already open on March 13th. It is closing on the 17th during spring break, but that gives about a 2-week window for families to engage with the survey. It takes about 7 minutes to complete the survey. It's very quick, and obviously it takes a little bit longer if you're adding a lot of feedback around the school development plan or the budget and fees. And we'll update our school website with this survey information and link. Feedback from the survey, when that closes, we post that. So that should be posted early April, and that will be probably shared during our next council meeting. We share information about student results, about the school development plan in October. Next fall is when we're going to be sharing our results from our school development plan. And our updated school development plan is created with that, and it's up and running usually in October, and we share it no later than November 30th. So again, this planning and this feedback is necessary for us to make informed choices. And there can be no dialogue without you. So I really highly encourage you to click that survey link, add your voice to this. You're an important stakeholder in Briar Hill, and we value your feedback. So reach out if you have any questions, and I appreciate your time.